Lab program 1B. The problem definition is to write a Java program to implement this stack using arrays and write push pop display methods to demonstrate its working. So by looking at the problem definition, what we are supposed to do is we need to implement the stack using arrays. So the stack, it's a first in last out data structure in which the elements that are inserted last are the one that are removed first. So the insertion of the elements into the stack is called as push operation, and removal of elements from the stack is called as pop operation. Since when we are making use of the array implementation, we know that the array indexing starts from 0. So that is why in order to have an index to point to this array, so we should have a variable to keep track of the index. Since array indexing starts from 0, the index which we use to point to this stack should be initialized to -1. Okay, all right. So we need to incorporate the push operation, pop operation, and the display methods to demonstrate its working. So as usual, we can have one class that is used for all the operations of this stack, and we can have another class that is used to define the main. Okay, so we can have two classes. One class that is called as a stack demo, that is used for for all the stack operations, where we are initializing the capacity of the stack, we are initializing the top index variable, we are writing all the methods, and another class where we actually invoke these methods, that is the main class. Okay, all right. So the package, so this everything is within a package, so it is package lab 1B. Next, import java.util.scanner. all right. So this scanner class is used for the purpose of inputting an integer variable. Okay, why we need an integer variable? Why? Because since we are incorporating push pop and display operations, so we should ask the user so which option he want. So like choice. So in order to input the choice, we need an integer. Okay, so we are using the scanner class. Next, so we have the class called as stack demo, in which we initialize the stack capacity, the stack index variable, and define all the methods. Okay, right. So let us first look at how to initialize these variables. First one, the capacity of the stack. Since the capacity of this stack is fixed, right? So our usual notion of defining a such a fixed variable is static in C. Okay, so here also in Java we have that option, that is static. Okay, so you can always define private static int capacity. All right, but at the same time you see that this capacity should not be overridden. Okay, so this capacity can be shared by the objects, but it should not be overridden, it should not be modified. Okay, so for that purpose, okay, it should not be modified by other objects, it can be shareable. Okay, so that is why there is a separate keyword in the Java called as final, where the variables which you have declared as final, they cannot be overridden. Okay, they cannot be overridden. All right. So that is why you can see the private static final int capacity is equal to 3. Okay, so if you remove this final keyword, you may see one warning that field capacity can be final. I mean, it is suggesting, the IDE, NetBeans IDE is suggesting that this capacity can be final, you can make it as final. Okay, because it is a final value, and that should not be overridden by any other classes. Okay, so that is why it is declared as final. All right, next we have to initialize a variable, the array an integer array. So in the C language we had int a of 10. Okay, so here in Java, as you know, the syntax of initialize this declaration. So int array followed by opening closing square brackets, indicating that arr is a variable. It is an array variable. It is of type int, so it is an integer array, is equal to, so new int of capacity. So just compare this against the C declaration int arr of capacity. So this is how we used to declare in C. So just note down the difference between the array declaration of C and Java, right? So int arr array is equal to new int of capacity. So this is how you have to declare, and this one you have already seen in creating the array of objects. Okay, array of objects of a particular class in the lab 1A program, where we created the array of student objects. Okay, right. The next variable top is to keep track of the indexing in this array implementation of the stacks. So, and it is initialized to -1, so that whenever we want to push an element, okay, we can increment top and we can push the element. All right. So void push, the first operation public void push. So this method is made public. This method is made public so that the other classes can access these methods. So the push int element. So we are about to push an element. So in order to push an element, what is the criteria? That the stack should be the space should be available in the stack. The stack overflow should not happen. If at all the capacity, say here the capacity is 3, if we have filled all the elements, that is all the 3 elements, then the stack is overflow, correct? So when the stack overflows, you can see that since the capacity is 3, since array indexing starts from 0, if at all the array gets filled, the top is pointing to the last index, which is nothing but 2. So 0, 1, 2 indices, 0, 1, 2, all 3 elements are filled. So that is why you can see that if top is less than capacity -1, if top is less than 2, then only you can go for pushing. Otherwise you have to print stack overflow. Okay, right. So how to push an element? It is, first you need to increment top and then assign element to the index top for the array arr. Okay, so top plus array of top is equal to element. So this alternatively can be written, these two statements can be combined like this: arr top plus is equal to element. So this is also an equivalent statement. Okay, so we can combine these two. We can combine these two statements into this single statement. Hope you might have come across such individual single statements. Finally, we are printing element has been pushed into the stack. Okay, just informative message to the user. Next, pop operation. So pop operation, so when we are about to perform a pop operation, at least one element should be there. Okay, isn't it? That is why if top is less than or equal to 0, because if at all at least one element is there, top points to the first index, that is index 0. So that is why if top greater than or equal to 0, then only we can pop. Otherwise the stack is underflow. The stack is underflow. Okay, so if top greater than or equal to 0, print popped element is array top. So as you can see, it is top minus. The top element we are popping and we are decrementing the top. And for push, sorry, I just wrote it post increment, it should be pre-increment. Okay, so for the push operation it should be pre-increment. We are incrementing top and then we are assigning the element. We are pushing the element. Okay. So after the pop operation, next operation is printing the elements. So since we can print the elements only if at least one element is there, again the same condition follows. If top greater than 0, we can go for printing the elements, otherwise print the stack is empty. Okay. Next, the main class. So in the main class, you just need to create an instance. So create an object of the stack demo, right? And scanner in is equal to new scanner system.in. I mean, we are taking input from the standard input device. While true, infinite loop, because until and unless the user process exit, we should go on giving the options push, pop, display elements. So enter your choice. Int choice is equal to int dot next int. I mean, the read the next token as an integer. Next, switch choice. So here is the cases. The first case is for push. So enter the element to be or number to be pushed. So int num is equal to int dot next int and stack demo dot push num. So you can see here the stack demo dot push, and you can observe in this program there is no constructor as such, because we are not initializing any objects. Okay, we are not initializing any objects. Okay, I'm just created an object of stack demo and I'm using that for push pop. So this the top index and then the capacity, these are all fixed values that we are assuming here. So the second choice is stack demo dot pop. Third option is printing the elements. Fourth case is just return. I mean, if the exit, then only return. Default invalid choice. Okay, so we shall look at the output of this program. I am running the program. Yeah, so enter your choice. First choice I will enter first one, push. Okay, enter the number to be pushed. I say 25. Next, element 25 is pushed into the stack. Next, enter your choice. Again it is asking enter your choice. So I will again push an element. So this time I push 35. 35 is pushed. Again I go for pushing an element. This time I push 87. Next, 87 is pushed. Again I go for pushing number to be pushed 5, but it is saying that stack overflow. Okay, it is stack overflow. All right, now display the stack. Okay, so which element should be there in the stack? Starting from index 0, it should be 25, 35 and 87. So let's see that. Since 87 is on the top is popped, and I will now display it. Okay, I will enter choice 3 and display. So 25, 35 are there. So now you can again repush an element. Okay, this time I push 65. Display the stack. So 25, 35, 65. All right, so I go for popping all the elements. 65, 35, 25. One more pop, that is stack underflow. All right, stack underflow. Next, enter your choice. Fourth, exit. Okay, so it is done. So like this, while taking the output, you need to demonstrate all the informative messages that the program is giving, such as stack overflow, stack underflow, and stack empty. All right, so that's about this program. Thank you.